Hi guys, something that should concern people is the importation of American-style politics and rhetoric into Europe and the United Kingdom. Right-wing governments and parties have looked across the pond and saw how Republicans in the US have used clever tactics and slogans that can easily be translated to language used here. One such idea is that left-wing parties want to keep people in poverty because if they get out of it, they will never vote for those left-wing parties again. Or the concept of putting more people into the welfare state in order to shore up the left-wing vote. None of this makes sense, but it doesn't stop fools like Piers Pottinger using such language.
Well, again, I don't know whether it's wishful thinking or just delusional. They come up with these platitudes on everything, not just Yvette Cooper here. I must admit, being Home Secretary is a pretty thankless role, and I have some sympathy for her. And actually, of all the shadow cabinet, I think she's probably one of the better. And I was very disappointed in that speech because, again, she's saying we're going to do this, we're going to cut violence by 50%, we're going to do these things without any explanation as to how. If you're going to do these things, you can pass as many laws as you want, but you're not going to be able to implement them if you don't have people to execute these laws. And they talked in the election campaign about thousands of more police. They haven't mentioned that since. She didn't mention more police officers in her speech. You're going to need many more people to monitor these new laws and actually make sure they're enforced. And that, of course, is much more cost. So it's cost, pie in the sky. And when it comes to immigration, of course, she didn't really deal with it. Martin Hewitt, the new border czar, the first thing he did was say her plans for stopping the gangs won't work. So, I mean, that's a kick in the teeth. And on top of that, of course, socialists love immigrants coming in because they can put them on social benefits and then they're beholden to the state. And that's what the socialists want. They want everyone beholden to the state.
Oh. Okay. Two things to say about this. First of all, immigrants can't claim benefits. There may be some exceptions, but generally immigrants can't claim benefits. Okay, so with that out of the way, the other group he's probably talking about is asylum seekers, but asylum seekers can't claim benefits either. Asylum seekers can't work. His friends, the Tories, made sure that asylum seekers could not work. Now, I think they should be allowed to work. There are many jobs available. They have skills that the economy needs, so it would make sense to allow them to work. But you know, I think some of the rhetoric around this was, well, don't let them work because they're going to steal British jobs or something like that. So that was probably the thinking behind not allowing asylum seekers to work. But also, maybe some asylum seekers are waiting for their claim to be processed and they may eventually be deported. Anyway, but this idea, and this is where the importation of rhetoric from the US comes in. This is something that Republicans have been talking about for many years, decades even, in the US, about how the Democrats in the US, the left-wing party, or the center-left party, wants as many people on benefits as possible because people on benefits vote for left-wing parties. And look, there's very little evidence to back up the claim that people on benefits actually turn out and vote. Never mind, they vote for left-wing parties. You know, in the so-called Red Wall, probably, you know, some of the most deprived parts of Britain, a lot of the people came out to vote for the Conservatives in 2019. A lot of those people came out and voted for Reform UK in 2024. So it's not people on benefits are guaranteed to vote for the Labour Party, but there isn't even a guarantee that people on benefits will vote at all. But the rhetoric is the Labour government want to keep as many people on benefits as possible because that shores up their voter bloc or their voter base. But Labour are not talking about keeping as many people on benefits. They're taking a quite aggressive approach, it seems, at least until we see more policies. But so far, they've been talking about getting people off benefits and into jobs. There was even one Labour MP talking about forcing people off benefits. Sounded more like a Tory than a Labour MP. So this idea that Labour just want to have as many people on benefits as possible and they're just going to bring people in to put them on benefits, Makes no sense whatsoever. But then, of course, there's no pushback here because it's GB News. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.